Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. So, all this stuff, of course, happening within like 24 hours. I got to try to scramble and say, man, I got to cover it all on the show today because we don't have a podcast tomorrow. All right. So this is going to be a interesting, fast-moving one where we're going to be covering a big variety of topics. All right. But before we get to any of that, I want to do a couple quick housekeeping things here so you guys know what's going on with me and my content. This week's been chaotic, right? First, last week I stopped playing Ninja Gaiden 4 and opted that we would do other games instead. Then we tried out The Outer Worlds 2 and it didn't work out. Now, it seems like we have another game, and this one I've actually really enjoyed, and we can't play it anymore, at least for now. You might be saying, well, what are you talking about? No, I'm not talking about the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. That's already on hold because we're waiting for them to patch and fix the multiplayer so we can play those games online. So it sucks that we're frozen there, but what can I do? No, I'm talking about the survival horror game that I've had in the rotation that I very much enjoyed for the past 2.5 weeks, and now it seems like we can't play it, at least for now, Tormented Souls 2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you probably weren't there last night on stream when we were very much enjoying the game. We're actually in the 4th out of 6 locations. This is the graveyard / catacombs, and it is a shorter part of the game. But it's still fun. There's puzzles. There's actually creepy ghosts and stuff that start attacking you. And in my opinion, it's just as good as any other part of the game. It's, again, an homage to throwback survival horror games like Silent Hill and classic Resident Evil. And I was very much having a great time with it. We played for about an hour. And I got all these items that I needed to solve a puzzle. And I put the items in. I figure out, oh, this is the combination. This is what the password is. I put it in. Nothing happens. What gives? I swear this is the solution to the puzzle. Why is nothing happening? I don't know. So we mess around for like 15 minutes. No, we can't figure this out. So finally people start looking it up online and they're like, no, you actually got the puzzle right. We don't know what's going on. So I tried reloading a previous save, redoing a half an hour of gameplay. The puzzle still doesn't work. Okay? So basically people look this up. I guess what has happened is in Tormented Souls 2, this is a smaller game team. This is not a giant, established AAA studio with insane amounts of budget and testing. It's a much smaller, close-knit team. They had some big success with Tormented Souls 1 years ago, and finally they made the sequel. But this game is not well tested. I hate to say, kind of sad because I really like it. I like the first one. This one, again, is more of the same, if not even more of an advanced version of the first one. But yeah, apparently across the board, this game has been having bugs and issues. In fact, what a lot of people actually were saying now is even if you solve the puzzle, the upcoming boss for this part of the game also is bugged. And a lot of people have been locked there too and can't make progress past it. So what they've been doing is slowly issuing these patches. And sadly, the problem is that the patch fixes one problem but creates like 5 more. Okay? So, yeah, this graveyard used to work fine, and then all of a sudden, this patch broke it. So, of course, after, an hour and a half of trying to figure this out, people are like, why don't you roll your game back and uninstall a patch and do that? No, we're not doing any of that. Because all it'll happen is I'll roll it back, and then there'll be another problem that they've already fixed, but now it's not fixed anymore. There's no point. What we need to do, sadly, is we need to wait. We need to wait for them to actually patch this game and fix it so I can play it fully. And the thing is, we're more than halfway through it. Like, we're into the final third of the game, the home stretch where it's getting really good, and now this happens. And the thing that really sucks about it, it derails my content when this kind of stuff happens. We actually had a great audience. People were engaged. People were supporting. And then this happens, and I'm stuck for over 40 minutes not making any progress, and people stop engaging, stop supporting, and leave the stream. What am I supposed to do about it? I didn't break the game, And it's like I was saying last night, if there's a situation where something happens and a stream fails and it's my fault, like, For example, when I was playing Ninja Gaiden 4, that first stream, I actively chose to spend 45 minutes on an optional challenge room. I raged at it and failed at it a million times. People got bored and left. That's on me. I made a bad mistake, a misjudgment. You know, I got focused on this. I couldn't stop. I was like addicted to beating the room. My fault. In this game, in this case, I should say, this has nothing to do with me at all. The game has failed. The game is glitched. So I did my best. I said, hey, let's just hang out for a half an hour. And we did, but that's never going to garner as much engagement or support as if we're doing what everyone was there for. And it just stinks because the game is good. Like, I'm not going to crap on Tormented Souls 2. I love the game. I want to keep playing it, but they've got to fix it. So as of now, Tormented Souls 2 is on hold, and that sucks because I wanted to keep it going. I was really enjoying it, and now I can't. So we just need to figure out tonight, okay? Now, I'll be honest, last night, Buckwell made a really good point. And by the way, I have some shout-outs to do, and I will do these in a moment, okay? I'm just doing my first segment of the show. Buckwell made a really good point, and Buckwell's the person who's been very supportive of the Truck Sim streams. He literally donated all of the DLCs and all this stuff, right? He said, here's the problem if you do Truck Sim again tonight. Let's say you do it tonight, okay? What might happen is people are used to you doing Truck Sim once a week around Sunday and Monday. This second Truck Sim stream may not be very successful because you might not have the same crowd. And the problem is, if Truck Sim doesn't hit a support goal, it's out of the rotation. Like, that's what we've been saying. As long as I play it once a week and we hit the goal, I keep it. If I play it and it doesn't hit the goal, well, it's out of the rotation. We'll do other stuff, right? And I understand where he's coming from. So Buckwell's like, don't play Truck Sim tonight. Because if you do, then what's going to happen is it might not hit the goal, and then that's it. And then it's ruined for everyone. Then no one can ever play it, right? So here's the deal. I thought about what he said, and I was like, I think he's right. But when you really look at the Truck Sim streams, okay, what is it that people actually like about the Truck Sim streams? Well, they like chilling with me because when we do Truck Sim, I'm literally driving, but I'm just talking with you the whole time. It's basically a Q&A stream when you really think about it. It's chill with Phil, except there's also driving. But what's the other factor of the Truck Sim streams? Booze. People like it when I have a drink or two, and I loosen up a little bit, and I talk, To be honest, I think I would answer exactly the same to everything during the Truck Sim streams if I wasn't drinking, but people seem to like it when I have a drink or two, okay? So, in regards to this, I thought about what I should do tonight, and here's what I think. And again, this is me proposing. This is not me announcing. This is me proposing. I'm curious because I have the live audience now. I want to know what you guys think about this, okay? Tonight, Chill with Phil, Autumn Edition, where I will have a couple of the alcoholic ciders while I chill with you guys. So instead of it being Truck Sim and, oh no, Truck Sim is now at risk. If I don't hit a goal, it gets canceled. Instead, we just hang out and I have a few drinks and we do interaction, Q&A and all that. But that way, there's nothing at risk. You're going to get the fun times that you wanted with the Truck Sim stuff. And I'm going to be, slightly inebriated. I won't be heavily inebriated, right? But there won't be any risk. It won't be like, oh no, Truck Sim now ends and it'll never happen again. What do you think about that? Because in reality, I don't do that at all, right? I don't. The only time that I usually drink is during a marathon or during the Truck Sim stream. But since this is kind of a weird, extenuating circumstance, and I don't want Truck Sim to be on the chopping block because of it, that maybe we should do that. What do you guys think? I want honest feedback now. What do you guys think about that idea? Would you like to do that for the late stream tonight? And by the way, this would not be a regular thing. This is a one-off. What a circumstance. Mortal Kombat basically got messed up and we can't do anything else with it. Tormented Souls 2, which we were supposed to play, we can't do anymore. It's like such a weird situation. So what do you think? Hilarious part is that there's like 3 people screaming no over in the kick chat, but they're not saying anything intelligent. It's just like a bunch of idiocy, so I'm just ignoring them. If someone wants to say, well, no, but here's why, and here's my take, I would listen. If it was like, no, but no, because everything you do is wrong, then I don't care, because you're just an idiot. Okay? That's my idea. If people are staunchly against this, I want to know. But my idea is tonight on the late stream, okay, we do Chill with Phil Autumn Edition. This time, I have a couple of drinks while we're doing it. In fact, it was funny. I looked in the fridge. I have them in my garage in a storage cabinet, those ciders, because I wanted to put them in my fridge so they'd be nice and cool. And it was fun because I'm looking. It was fun. It was interesting because I looked at the case, and remember I told you there was 2 flavors I tried so far: blueberry and the Cosmic Crisp Apple. Correct? The blueberry was it was kind of tart. The Cosmic Crisp Apple was amazing. Like, I loved the flavor. I was so happy. The case has twice as many Cosmic Crisp than the other flavors. I was like, so I can have the good one. I was so happy. Like, oh man, I'm going to drink more of this one and run out. No, it's like I found an extra bonus of tasty stuff in there. So, all right. So tonight on my late stream, it'll be Autumn Chill with Phil with a couple of brews, a couple of ciders. We'll have a good time together, and it should be fun. You should ask Wings to appear on Lalcow Live. Wait, you want me to ask Wings to go back to Lalcow Live, or you want me to ask Wings for me to be on Lalcow Live? You realize that I could literally be at Lalcow Live whenever I want. Like, literally right now. I could reach out to Keemstar and be like, hey, I'd like to be on the show now. I made the decision. And he'd probably have me on. You know that, right? Like, it's been such a long-standing discussion about me being on the show. More than likely, it would just be clear the schedule. Phil can come on. But I don't want to do it because I don't care about drama. Like, dude, if I cared about drama right now, would I be covering all of this game news this morning and talking about my schedule? Or would I be sitting here raging against Asmongold for talking junk about me and doing all kinds of hit piece content against people all over the internet who are talking about me? I don't care. I'm here to chill and talk about games and have a good time with my audience. I don't care about the drama shit. I never did. I don't want to be a part of it. So, leave me out. Okay. I'm on now. This a nice shirt. You'll like this one. I got this one last year, and I do like it. In reality, I need to get more fall attire because I realized a lot of my fall attire is very samey, like pullovers and sweatshirts. This is like a nice sweater. So I want to get some more, but I need a chance to go to the store. And I don't think my wife and I are even going out to a store for like another 2-3 weeks. I don't know. I got to check the schedule. But yeah, I would like to get some more fall attire for you guys. And, you know, it's funny. People have been complimenting me recently on my looks, how I look on stream, and saying now that I actually look way more professional. But of course, then there's idiots who are like, he looks like he's rich, but he's actually poor. I'm like, no, I'm not poor. That's the dumb narrative of broken idiots on the internet who are jealous of me. I'm not poor, stupid. But that's actually the impression people are getting now. They think I'm poor because of this drama this week. Whatever you say. People who have problems with you drinking probably have liver disease themselves. It's not that they have liver disease, it's that they're idiots. Like, once a month, okay, once a freaking month, I'll do a marathon and I'll have a few shots during the marathon. Even the recent marathons, I've barely even had that many. I think the last marathon I had 5 or 6 shots over the course of like 12 hours. A shot every 2 hours on a stream. Oh, he's an alcoholic. When I do my truck sim streams, I drink 2 cans. You know, this is the extent of my drinking. But these people are mental. They think, oh, well, because he does that, obviously that means that he's constantly drinking at all times. There's actually people who say this giant thermos of filtered water is alcohol. They're retarded. It's the only explanation. I mean, you have to be stupid. There's no one else who would actually believe that. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. So I was gonna make another offer on something, all right? Because here's the deal. Last night, okay, the reason that stream did not hit a support goal is because the game failed and had a hard lock. We were on pace to hit a support goal. We made $118 last night on the stream, and then support cut off when the game ended, basically. I couldn't play any more of the game. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did a couple days ago. I'm going to do you guys a solid. I feel like we were going to hit that goal last night. So today, first off, let's hit the goal for this stream and for Pokemon. Okay, let's hit the $150. But if we hit $182 on today's stream, I'm going to count it as 2 goals hit because we should have hit it last night. We should have 100%. And we didn't because the game failed, and that's not your fault. That's not my fault. That's just an unforeseen circumstance, and that's bullshit. So if we go a little extra on this stream and we get to 182, that's $32 extra. That would have been enough to make up for last night's goal, and we will hit that goal. I'll count it as 2 today instead of 1. So let's get that momentum going. Let's get support for the stream. Let's get to 182, and we'll say it's 2. Okay? There you go. I've asked this before. Why do you have to insist on having Wings back on the podcast? Is there anything we can actually do in order to have either a different guest or make different plans for those available dates? He's a person who never changes. He plagues your show. What? Where does this Wings hate come from? What the hell? He plagues my show? He's been on the show once. Literally once. Now, you guys say things like he never changes, he never improves. I don't know the guy that well. I don't. Like, I've had him on the show once for 2 hours. We had a fun conversation, I felt. Some of it was messing around. Some of it was about our history. Some of it was some serious questions. Okay? I want to have him back on. I want to talk about Call of Duty with the guy. I legit do. He's going to play the hell out of Call of Duty that first week. He's going to analyze it in a way heavier way than I'm going to. I want to see what his perspective is, okay? I want to hear legit why he doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. That's bizarre to me. I don't know many or any Americans who don't celebrate Thanksgiving. It actually makes me scratch my head that he doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. And I literally want to know why. I'm actually legit confused, and I'd like to hear the rationale behind it, okay? But in addition to that, there's a lot of other stuff to talk about. We were already starting to talk about certain stuff, like our history on Twitch and how we mysteriously both got banned from Twitch at the same time. What the fuck happened there? How did that happen? You know, our shared histories of drama and shit on the internet. And I just feel like we could have some fun conversation. I thought the first conversation was good. A lot of people said I talked too much during the first conversation. So what I'll probably do is I'll toss him questions and let him talk a lot, because it seems like people want to hear more from him than me. I'm okay with that. I'm listening to the feedback of what people said about the first appearance. Okay. And I think that would be cool. What on earth? Why do you say he's a plague to my streams? Like, that's a little harsh. I think what it is you guys who are saying shit like that just don't like him from your personal experiences with him off of my content. And so now you're bringing those grudges over. You're like, well, I don't like him because of this. Well, I don't know any of that. He hasn't. The truth is, I've had very few, if any, interactions with this guy at all, right? I've had almost no negative ones. The only negative ones I've had is a couple times when he ghosted me. Well, it seems like that's over now. So I'm cool with just chilling with the guy every once in a while and getting his thoughts on stuff. In truth, I actually wanted to have a big conversation about Thanksgiving with him, but if he doesn't celebrate it, then I don't think we can have much of one. So I think we'll talk more about Call of Duty, but I want to get his thoughts on what's going on there. And his reason is political. Oh, cool. Sounds good to me. I want to hear it. Does he just not like the pilgrims? He hates the pilgrims. He hates their hats with the buckles. Why is there a buckle on the hat? It's so annoying. Buckles go on your pants, not on your fucking hat, right? It could be a good... dude, I think it's going to be fun. I just don't know what's wrong with this. Anyway. We got to figure out when he's coming on. Is it going to be the 24th or the 1st? No, at this point, I'm not going to have another guest in his place. However, if you guys have suggestions, who would you like to see possibly appear on the show? Do you have suggestions for guests? And they have to be realistic. If you say LTG, dude, I can't make LTG come out of his fucking fort and stop being so defensive to come on the show. I think if I interviewed LTG, it would be one of the most fascinating conversations the internet ever had, and people's heads would explode, but he's never going to do it. He's too egotistical. He can't lower himself to the level of someone who's actually better than him to actually do an interview. You understand? So, you know, I don't know what to say. But I'd like your suggestions. If you really don't like the guy, I'd like to know why and his suggestions, okay? Red Eyes, again with a $5 super chat. You're so much better than Wings, and collabing with him is a downgrade. I can maybe be interested in you two playing Call of Duty together, though. Again, you guys think way different than me. This is what you just said. You're better than Wings. Why? Why do you think that way? I made a joke about LTG earlier. But in reality, I don't think that anyone is any better or any worse than anyone else. Everyone's just a person. Everyone's just trying to make a living. Everyone's just trying to get by in life. I don't see myself as someone better or worse than anyone else. As I told you guys, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to step on people to get ahead. I never have believed in that philosophy. And in fact, I feel bad if I have to step on or over people to get ahead in life. A lot of people don't agree with me on that, and they do it constantly. Any of these online bulliers, online drama creators, yeah, they're stepping on people all day, every day, and they have absolutely no conscience about it, no morality about it. They don't feel bad about it. I'll react to something and I'll just laugh at a person constantly. Who cares if the content I'm reacting to is completely out of context and actually isn't true? Like I said, literally this week, the shtick is I'm poor. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know I've been broadcasting now for 51 minutes? I made $149. Actually, I made more because I haven't shouted everything out yet. Okay? But I'm poor. That's the narrative. Like I said, someone actually says, Phil looks rich, but he's poor. What are you talking about? And this is also how I explain to people. They say, Phil, why don't you react to drama? Why would I? What's the point? People don't want me to react to drama. They just want me to be chill. When I'm chill, that's when the good content comes through and people enjoy it the most. And that's when I get the most engagement and support. If I just sat here shitting on someone the whole stream, my actual fans would be like, I'm turned off. I don't like this. And they wouldn't watch. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't. That's why I literally don't do that. So when you say, well, you're better than Wings, I don't think that. Not for a moment. Listen, everyone's different in life. Everyone has different shit going on. Everyone has different situations. I'm not any better, any worse than anyone. And I think that the moment that people start to realize this, you'll have a realization in life. Because there's so many people who sit on the internet to just crap on people constantly thinking, well, I'm better than them. No, you're not. And in fact, if you're wasting your time to negatively crap on someone, you're actually worse than them. Because they're not doing that to you right now. They're just trying to get by in their life. So why are you shitting on them? That says more about your insecurities about yourself and your life situation than anything that they've ever done. Because they're not the ones just sitting there crapping on you. And by the way, they are a public persona on the internet who's known and you're not. So even if on their absolute worst day and most embarrassing thing they've ever done, they were still more important than you. So who the fuck are you to dump on people? So you guys can say and believe whatever you want, but I don't believe that I'm any better than anyone else. I don't. I just want to be my own person, do my own thing, and progress with life positively. That's my philosophy. So when you guys dump on someone, oh, he's no good, he shouldn't be on your show, I don't see it that way. And the fact that he's finally willing to reach out and do other things that he hasn't done before, because he hasn't done this kind of shit before, instead of him going into the lion's den of talking to his detractors, which I think would never benefit in anything good for the guy, him actually coming to a neutral place where we can just hang out and talk about various topics, I think is way more interesting and a better look for him and a better move for him. And maybe that's the problem, is he's always gone the wrong direction, you know? As much as he's going to make a ton of money embarrassing himself on Lolcow Live or getting a lot of attention by talking to his detractors, instead of doing that, he should maybe be looking to do something that actually makes him shine in a positive light, which he could do, but he has to actually make some effort to do it. And he seems to be doing that. So what's wrong with that? I don't get people who are so toxic. I just don't. But again, maybe it's that you know things better than me. I don't know. But to me, he's certainly not some fucking, horrible villain or anything like you guys seem to see it.
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping.
can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean, these dumb kids. This is what it is, it's dumb kids.